Welcome to Tammy's Window on Calaveras. And as you can tell, I'm not Tammy, but I am Sarah Lunsford, and I'm filling in for my friend Tammy today. And today I have a very special guest to introduce you to, our very own superhero, Captain Encouragement.
Well, hello.
Hi, Captain Encouragement. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, good.
Good, good.
So tell me about Captain Encouragement.
All right, before we dive in, I think I must first reveal my secret identity.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I think
People
so.
at home, are there any villains watching? Change the channel. Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
So my real name is Nicholas Domingo.
Nicholas Domingo.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And
So how did you become Captain Encouragement?
this mission started from what I consider necessity.
Okay.
So I looked at society as a whole, as we all do. We look at what
Yes.
the issues are, and thought, if I were to ask you right now, what would you rate society on a scale of 1 to 10?
Okay. That's a big question. I would say a 3 or a 4.
From where things are right now.
From where things are right now.
Respectively,
Okay.
a 3 or 4. All right, so the next question I ask is name a football team.
That would be the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, wonderful. Now name a Kardashian.
Kendall.
Kendall, okay. So now name
She's a Jenner, but that's okay.
it works, it still falls under the same category.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So now name, and sorry, it's going to take me a while to get out of this voice.
Okay.
Now name a millennial, Generation Y,
Yeah.
or someone in Gen Z who's a role model in mainstream media.
Okay. That's a little more difficult. I can't even think of one, actually, except for like the Kylie Jenner.
She does
right?
a lot of good things for anti-bullying, I've seen.
Yes. So that would be the only one I can think of.
So the point of that question was to give context.
Okay.
So you have 32 or so pro football teams.
Yes.
You could name one.
Yeah.
You had about 10 or so Kardashians. I don't know how many.
A lot.
But you
Yeah.
could name one. But then you had 2/3 of the human population is Generation Y and Generation Z.
Wow.
And so it took you a while to name one.
Yes.
And we wonder why society is the way it is today.
True.
If there are no role models, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter how nice your ship is or how nice the plane is. If no one's steering it,
True.
and there isn't someone for you to look up to,
Yeah.
then what are we expecting?
Okay.
So I looked at it and I looked at heroes,
Yes.
one of the mediums to deliver a message. It's a vehicle for delivering messages.
Yes.
So I thought, well, what if there was a hero, unlike any other hero, who taught messages
Okay.
of compassion, of kindness, of leadership,
Okay.
taught coping skills, and how to deal with real life things that kids
Okay.
could interact with.
Okay.
Yes.
So a little different than the superheroes that we're used to seeing, like
Yes.
with Marvel and
Yes.
that type of thing.
I think that they've done a very good job, but in the same sense, they've incorporated a lot of violence, a lot of
Yes.
vulgarity,
Okay.
and solving your problems by destroying things.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we thought, what if there was something to counter that was on the same level of importance to kids,
Okay.
except that could interact with them and teach them skills of how to deal with life.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you were younger,
Yes.
did you like superheroes? Were you kind of enamored with them? Okay.
I absolutely did.
Okay.
I grew up in the middle of nowhere, Ridgely, Missouri. Woot woot. 64 people in my town. And
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So it's really small.
middle of nowhere. And I created my own adventures. I liked heroes.
Okay.
They're something that I think a lot of kids look up to, your
Yes,
hero.
yes.
But I'm never going to meet the Hulk. He's not going to come to my school. He's not going to come
That's true.
talk to me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I would love that. But that's kind of the way things are. And that was what kind of led me in this direction.
Okay.
And as a kid, I dealt with a lot of anger issues. I had
Okay.
a lot of issues because specifically in male society, we aren't taught to deal with emotions. As a
generally
race.
that's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Generally, not to
yeah.
overgeneralize too much, but as a whole, we have a lot of work to do in that arena.
Okay.
And so as I grew older and I started to experience life, as we all do, we all
Yeah.
experience life where we're like, we know what we're talking about. There's a great quote that goes, hire teenagers while they still know everything.
Exactly.
And,
Absolutely.
As I experienced life and found out I didn't know everything,
Uh-huh.
I thought, well, I feel like I would have experienced the world differently had I been ready.
Oh, okay. So Captain Encouragement is sort of someone who can help young people
Yes.
actually have tools maybe
Yes.
to help them be a little more ready when they get out there in life.
Yes. Well, and we work with K to 3, so
Oh,
kindergarten
okay.
to third grade, so
Oh, okay.
5 to 10 approximately, and that is early intervention. So we're trying to get them as
okay.
they're learning to be who they are.
Okay.
As you learn skills for the world, you're kind of settling into yourself because everyone's like, well, let's reach them when they're teenagers. They've kind of started to settle into themselves.
Yes,
And not to say
absolutely.
that work is any less, because there's people that do that work. There's so many people meeting so many needs in different arenas.
Yes.
But we work with K to 3 because what if we just teach these simple concepts? We really
Okay.
break down the heavier lessons
Okay.
into very simple deliverables,
All right.
such as superpowers of
Okay.
asking for help,
All right.
being
okay.
kind, knowing who to ask for help whenever you need it,
Okay.
identifying
Okay.
safe adults. And these are skills that kids obviously need to have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you come up with kind of bite-size skills to teach the kids?
Well, this journey started with, I'm just going to spread positivity. And it turns out that led me on the mission. That was like the call
Okay.
to adventure, the Joseph Campbell's hero's journey.
Yes. Okay.
The epitome of it was I went into it and I met a lot of mentors who taught me. And
okay.
And I did something that in my younger days I didn't do, which was be open to advice.
Oh, okay.
Which I think a lot of people struggle with early
yes,
on. Is
absolutely.
like advice, absorbing it, taking in, being humble,
yes.
practicing humility. And I met a lot of amazing people on this journey
Okay.
who said, well, what about this? And what about this? And I
Okay.
met Sierra Nonprofit Services, a really good friend of mine, Amy, and I
Okay.
talked to them about, I have this idea for this superhero. He's going to change the world. He's going to do all these things. And they're like, slow down. What,
Yeah,
what do you
okay.
want to do? I'm like, there's going to be a movie. There's going to be a
Yeah,
magazine. And they're like, what's the first step? I was like, I think
Okay.
we want to be a nonprofit. I think. I didn't know, but my heart said, what led me to this was I felt, as we all do, is we feel lost
Yes.
in the world. You kind
Yeah.
of feel confused. You're like, what am I here for?
Exactly.
That is the precursor to the hero's journey.
the basic question.
Yes. And so as I sat there and I peeled back the layers of what society told me Nicholas was, which we all kind of get these
Yes.
ideas and society tells you who you are. And then
Exactly.
you have to take time and say, who am I?
Exactly.
And I thought, well, I've realized I'm compassionate and I care about people.
All right.
And I want to help people.
Okay.
And then I felt everything in my being line up and say, when I said, what if there's a superhero that could do this? And I felt everything line up and it said, you're going to do this or you're going to die.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
so I was like, okay.
So
you,
that became
you have my
your-
attention.
So that became your passion.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of stripped yourself down to your very basic self
Mm-hmm.
and found that your gifts, right,
Yes.
were compassion and kindness.
And I found that they needed a lot of cultivating because
Oh,
as
because you hadn't cultivated them.
Yes, I hadn't at all. I hadn't
Okay.
been given the skills. And I had this abstract idea of how to help people. I was like,
Okay.
I want to help. You know, people see an issue or a cause and they're like, this is how you help it. Blanket statement. This is how you help these people. But as you dive in, you start to learn, oh, there's this variable and this
Okay.
factor and this
All right.
variable. And so that's why the mentorship of Amy, who directed me to a person by the name of Mark Dyken. Do you know Mark Dyken?
I have heard of Mark, yes.
Dyken, yes. He's an amazing individual, and he became, he's one of my mentors and
Okay.
very good friends. And I told him this idea for the superhero. We're going to go to schools. We're going to teach this lesson. Here's my costume. And I had my costume. I used to carry it in a laundry basket.
Oh, okay.
Yes, very, very big
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
And I went to, he's like, that's an amazing idea. Can we get all the students to the main area? We're going to have an assembly. Good luck out there. And then he left.
Really?
He left.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there in fear, holding this basket. And I was like, I don't,
You're like, I don't know what to do.
I was like, run? Do I run? Yeah. But I got out there and I practiced a lot of things that we had talked about, Mark and I.
Okay.
And learned, as you learn with all children, you learn what doesn't work.
Yes.
And then you learn what does work.
All
and
right.
Very quickly we found out what didn't work.
Okay. Okay.
And then we cultivated, and he invited me to more events with them, and I got to meet other mentors along the way.
Okay.
And I met a lot, like the Rotary Club of Twain Hart. They embraced me as a family.
Okay, yeah.
Because I lived out in Tuolumne County.
Okay.
And my family there embraced me as a family as well.
Okay, yeah.
But Twain Harte Rotary and a few of my mentors in there, Terry, Eric, Jeannie, they embraced me and said, we love this idea.
Okay.
And we believe in it.
Okay.
And some people did think it was crazy, and some people
Okay.
still do. But yeah, it just began to blossom, and I just was open to the advice, the knowledge, the lessons.
Okay.
Yes.
So you've mentioned mentors, quite a few times. Do you see that there's maybe a lack of mentors in society?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's a two-part.
All right.
Maybe more. I'm going to only go for two. Is the lack of the mentors available with the time who want to give back.
Okay.
I think there's a good amount of them, and then the other half of that is the people that are open to receiving that
to being
information.
mentored.
Yes, to being mentored.
Okay.
And so that's why we began thinking, well, what if we delivered these messages, through school assemblies as superpowers?
Okay.
And then it's the kids' idea to learn these messages. We're not just, don't do this, don't do this. As you know, do you have little ones?
I used to.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I do know that.
So do you remember saying, don't do this?
Yeah, I tried to avoid that.
How'd that work?
Not too well,
Okay.
yeah.
So we thought, well, like if you're a hero, do this.
Yes.
If you're a hero, be kind.
Yes.
If you're a hero, here's what leaders do. Here's teamwork in action. Here's moving and getting active.
Okay.
And countering kind of where culture is right now. And so we began to teach it, and it began to work.
Okay.
And we were like, whoa. I didn't know what to do, honestly. Like, it's working. Yes.
Then you have to then actually scale it up, right?
Yes, and we refine it, and we find what works, what doesn't work. Again, kids let you know instantly.
Immediately, yes.
You learn very quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, and we just, amazing people started to become a part of the organization and to see the vision.
All right.
And then we became a nonprofit. We got our actual 501c3 status.
Okay.
And we refined it. We did a musical. We started a comic book series because we knew if we were going to compete with comic books, magazines, TV, video games, we had to be at their level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had to give them the same materials that they already subscribe to, basically.
Exactly. So I'm just going to actually hold this one. This is the first one. And you, now how did you put this together? And then I'm going to hold up the second one too.
That's a wonderful question. So the way I put it together was, have you ever seen someone stumble up the stairs?
Yes, I have.
It kind of was like that. I just, again, when you lead with passion, the how shows up.
Yes.
When you lead and say, I'm going to do this, the how to do it isn't as important as the why.
Okay.
My why was, for me personally, I lost 6 friends to suicide in the last 4 years.
Oh,
and we've lost a lot of people to suicide.
Yes.
And a lot of people to bullying and all these other issues that are what I believe to be, they can be remedied. We shouldn't be to where people are taking their own lives and kids are taking their own lives. I think one of the earliest recorded suicides was almost 4 years old was the earliest recorded.
Oh.
And I saw this as we have to fix this. So my why was greater than anything else. And so it led me to how. So I did the research, found a bunch of amazing artists. So I'm still in the voice. It's really hard to come out of.
That's okay.
And we just started kind of tumbling our way into this works, this doesn't, this works, this doesn't. And the same way with the program, as you try it, you find out what works, what doesn't, and refine.
Okay.
And just the tenacity to not stop under any circumstances. And I can't.
So you just keep going.
Just keep going, and that's kind of, I think that's applicable to anything in life.
Okay.
Is just keep
just
going.
Keep going.
Listen to Dory, like just keep
keep going. Just keep swimming.
Yes.
So then you go to school assemblies, and then so walk me through the process of that. Do you call them up, or do they call you up, or how does that happen?
It's varied. So we will reach out to schools, and schools reach out to us as well. We try not to charge schools a dime.
Okay.
So what we try to do is get a letter of intent from the school saying, yes, we would like this program.
Okay.
And we would like X amount of resources, like a comic book for each student.
Okay.
And then we will reach out, we'll say, we try to help as many schools as we can at zero cost, $0.
Okay.
But we have a cost that we have to then go to local businesses to fund. Yes.
Oh,
so
okay.
that the businesses can take part in helping their local school.
Okay.
School does not have to burn out their budget.
Okay.
And it's a way to meet in the middle, help the kids, and everyone's happy.
So then you collect essentially sponsorships then for the program for local schools.
Yes, yes.
So where's the furthest school program you have gone?
The furthest program I've done was in Kansas City, Missouri, at my elementary school, where I went to school at, which was amazing. Go North Platte. Yes. Yes.
So did they find out about what you were doing and said, "Come on out," or does the family said, "This is very cool, you should have them out," or how did that happen?
In the early days, it was about 2 years ago, and I was back in town doing an interview, and I asked, I asked to do it there. That was before we established ourselves and we learned, how to really affect. We still had a great program.
Yes.
But at that point, I really just wanted to be a part of helping where I came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, you have the school assemblies, and how many of those do you do maybe in a school year, you think?
So last year, our format was put one on at every school. So we did most of the schools in Tuolumne County.
Okay.
We did Amador County, and we did 2 in Calaveras.
Okay.
And we began to start branching out. And now we're finding a new format of actually doing it at large venues. So a really big venue, and we bus the kids in, and we can then put a lot of production value into the one.
Wow.
So Insane Lights, we just recently did an event at Motherlode Fair with with Sound Extreme. And so we're looking to do more events with them and actually put on a rock show for kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so we're going to be making it to where it's 1,000 kids at a time, but it can be an incredibly big event with lights and effects because again we know what we're competing with.
Okay.
Yes. And so that's kind of, we started doing it that way. So now it's going to be basically 1 event or 2 events per county.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I imagine you coordinate with the schools to bus these. So it's during the school day.
Yes. Yes.
And then, so what's kind of the follow-up for the kids after you come? Is there some teacher training? Not even training. I don't want to say training because teachers have a lot on their plate.
Yes. That's what we've realized is here's another, and a lot of teachers that I know are thank you. I didn't have enough to do.
Exactly.
We found the shiny new thing. It's called shiny new thing. It's another. So what we do is after we do the performance, we will try to get enough funding to give every student a comic book to go home with. And we realized very early on that that's a day and night difference. So kids will reference that. Kids that we revisit the school a year later pull it out of their desk, and it's worn as if they just read.
Wow.
And we had some of the kids at some of the schools where we did recently, and they were telling us what to do in case of a fire, because we partnered with the fire department.
Oh, wow.
In Twain Hart, Todd McNeil, Chief McNeil, respectively. And they were telling us, well, you stop, drop, cover your face, and roll. And because they read it, and they it was their idea.
Absorbed it then.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's the follow-up, and then we revisit the school. A captain comes and visits school 4 times a year.
Okay.
So what we've noticed is, with a lot of assemblies, they're great, they're fun, hurrah, but then they're gone.
Yeah.
Forever. And then the message is great, but you're dealing with kids.
Yes.
So the attention span.
Gone.
Yes. So we found that we need to be able to revisit.
Okay.
To make a long-lasting impact.
Okay.
And as we're heading into, I've been doing this for 4.5 years now. We're heading into the, 3rd serious season of performing, and kids are remembering. Kids are remembering the messages, they're remembering the training. We'll ask the questions that kind of keep prompting the memory. Yes.
Wow. Okay. So the comic books have a really profound effect if they hold on to them and they can look through them. And illustrated stories have become super popular recently. Yeah. So you have more of these actually coming out.
Yes, we have one that's close to being done, and then one in the process.
Okay.
So the plan is to continue to launch 4 comic books or so a year.
Oh,
it's a lot of work, but it can get done.
Yeah.
And,
that is a lot.
It's a lot of fun. I help produce it, start to finish, is overseeing, making sure we work with amazing writers, really creative minds, and we block it out, and then we work with amazing artists from around the world
Okay.
who put it together, and this is the outcome. And
Okay.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
So how many of these do you think that you've handed out so far?
That's a wonderful question.
A lot.
A lot. Yes, this recent one we did
Okay.
1,200 to just the schools in Amador.
Oh, really?
Yes, so we got
Wow.
every student got one in Amador.
Okay.
Thanks to support from the local Rotary clubs and Pat Crew and Art Long.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'll hold this one up.
Yes, that's
too.
one. I think we're close to 4,000 that we've given out of those. Yes. So we're above 5,000, I believe. Yes.
So where do you come up with the creative story ideas for the comic books?
Growing up in the middle of nowhere, I like to tell stories, and I worked with a lot of amazing writers early on, and even to this day, I work with a lot of great writers to create because every hero has a universe.
Yes,
that
they
exist
do.
in. And so we created that story behind that. There's
Okay.
a story, a format, a series of events, the villains, etc., the storyline.
Okay.
And we're trying to incorporate more and more lessons. So
Okay.
every comic book tells a story but teaches a lesson. Everything
Okay.
we do is meant to be mission and lesson driven.
So are they separate lessons, or do you put most of the lessons, do you incorporate that into the storyline?
We mix it up.
You
So
do,
this
okay.
one is teaching that super service members. So firefighters are the real heroes. I dress
Okay.
up in this costume.
Yeah.
They go out and live it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that one is a three-headed frown monster, and we teach various other pieces in that. And
Okay.
each one is different. It tells another story. It teaches another lesson. Because we
Okay.
know there's no shortage of lessons that need to be taught.
Exactly. Okay. So you won't know actually for quite a few years kind of what the downstream effects are,
Yes,
right?
that-
Because
yep.
you're 4 years into it and you concentrate on that K through
Yeah.
3
Yep.
group. But as your influence expands,
Yeah.
you then go into more, I don't want to call it entertainment, but how do I say? Larger venues, more vehicles. That's
Yeah.
the word
Yes.
that I'm looking
Yes.
for. So what other vehicles do you have in mind? You're online.
Yes, we have a website. and
Okay,
all the,
you have
all
a
the Facebooks
website and
such.
Facebook.
All
And
the social media things that kids are doing these days.
Yep,
Yes.
yep.
Yeah.
So you're on Instagram.
We
and
are. Yes, we are on the IGs. Yes. yeah.
Okay, okay. So, I mean, that's a lot of work in and of itself. So,
Yes.
how big is your team?
So our performance team, it varies because we work with various performers and
Okay.
various members of the community. We work with police departments and fire departments. We'll partner with them.
Oh,
We
okay.
have a board of directors. One of the board members is my wife, Candace.
Okay, all right.
She's a co-executive director.
Okay.
And we have just an amazing board. We have an amazing team.
Okay.
I'd say in the range of 14 people total. That
Wow.
that's
Okay.
ballpark because
Yeah.
we have some members that can come to an event here, some members that can make it this. We have backups for other roles, but every one of them play. Without them, the team and the board, this doesn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's an intricate piecing of work. Candace, my wife, is the other half to make sure that
Okay.
everything happens. 3/4 of my brain, and the boys as well. Our children are part of this as well.
Oh, good.
And they're performers in it, and it's
Okay.
an amazing family experience. Ethan and
Okay.
Aiden, amazing.
Wow. And so you're thinking of going into the big screen too?
So,
Yes?
Yes.
So
we
a
are.
bird tells me.
So a bird. So this is secretive information. So whoever's watching, just don't tell anyone. It's between us
Yes,
and everyone else.
else, yes.
So we're working on this project for 8 months now, and it's kind of evolved and grown from this concept to we're going to be creating a live-action movie. And we're going to
Okay.
be filming it throughout the foothills area, primarily in Jackson and some places in Tuolumne County, Sonora.
Okay.
and we have a lot of various actors who are involved.
Okay.
We can't mention any names, but
Yeah.
some of them are from LA. We'll be bringing them up here specifically for the filming.
Oh, nice.
And we
Okay.
work, again, this is a secret, so
Yes.
between us. And we got an amazing CG team based in Detroit that's working on the special effects for the various robots that we battle.
Okay.
And then we had a storyboard artist that we recently brought on who worked for Disney and Pixar and Nickelodeon.
Oh, wow.
Who did our storyboards for the trailer that we'll be launching very soon.
Okay.
The trailer, we're set to film. We got an amazing cinematographer from Sacramento.
Okay.
And he is going to help us put together what we need to. We're going to showcase the trailer hopefully in September.
Oh,
Possibly
September.
October.
Okay. Possibly
and the
October.
filming for the entire movie will take place in November, and we're expected, hopefully, to release in December of 2020. If
Wow,
not
okay.
that soon, because there's a lot of post-production work that goes into movies.
Especially when you're talking about CGI.
Yes. And so with that in mind, we might be going to January, February, March of 2021.
Okay.
But we have been able to really rally a lot of amazing fitness influencers and actors
Wow.
that are big name, and that's what we need to
Okay.
really encourage kids, because kids look at what's on TV as gospel.
They do.
And
And the internet and social media and the whole thing. So, yeah, that's not a very long timeline.
Yes, so we have a lot of work to do. We're working
Okay.
with an amazing writer from LA.
Okay.
And we're working with a lot of other people to really pull this project together, because there's lighting, there's key
Yes.
grip, as you know.
Everybody.
Yes, you have an entire team, and we have some of our coffee will be supported by Starbucks in Jackson.
Yes.
I'm very happy about that. They're going to help us out there as well. And,
Okay.
and so we got a really
So-
solid crew coming together, and we're very happy. Some of them have been in like mainstream movies that people have that they've seen.
Okay.
And so
So we can all look forward to seeing that,
yes,
actually.
and we have sponsorships and other things available in the movie, but we're going to start pre-selling tickets hopefully by the end of this year to start
Okay.
actually having screenings and premieres for next year's release.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we're almost out of time, but that's
Okay.
something that you all can look forward to. So if people don't have their children in a school assembly where they can find the comics, where can they find the comics?
Our website.
Okay, your website?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything,
All
our
right.
Facebook, our website, everything is Call to Inspire.
Okay.
CALLTO, Inspire.
Okay, so the Facebook is Call to Inspire.
Yep.
The Instagram, Call to Inspire. Your website, www.call to Inspire. So you all need to remember that, Call to Inspire.
Yes, and that's kind of what this mission is it's a call to really engage everyone.
Okay.
Engage the kids, engage everybody plays a role here
Okay.
in making this place better. And I know better is a subjective term, but we all play a role in doing something and helping someone. And whether it's, going out of it, being a parent is an amazing role. That's a superhero job.
Yes.
Being a mom, being a dad, being there for your kids when they need it.
Yes.
That's a heroic role.
Yes.
There's all these various things that we can all do here to make this place better and help out each other, and really just we all can contribute. And so
Absolutely.
this is to really inspire the coming generation and teach them all these various lessons, but I hope they grasp from it individual lessons that are true to them.
Yes.
Because every
absolutely.
child is going to be different, every person is different, and gratefully that's true.
Yep.
Because would you like to eat chicken every day for the rest of your life?
No.
Wouldn't want to be introduced to the same person every day for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
So we celebrate that, and we intend to shift the culture. We're going to shift the culture of how society works now. And I found out if I lived to 100 years old and put in 15 hours every day, I have just under 400,000 hours left.
Which is quite a few.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, and so we have an amazing team, and anyone that wants to get involved to help move this mission forward to create a better society and create something different than what we're dealing with now. That would be
Okay.
amazing. Yeah.
Well, we're going to end on that because that's a really good note to end on.
Wonderful.
But thank you so much
Yes.
for coming on out and talking with us.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you need to look for Captain Encouragement out there. Okay, so we'll see you soon. Take care.